The Enigma of the Midnight Diamond. Chapter 1: The Mysterious Heist. The night was shrouded in darkness as Detective James Mitchell walked through the quiet streets of Paris. He had received an urgent message from his contact in the intelligence community, Agent Smith. The message was brief but intriguing: the Midnight Diamond Heist, code-name Mystery Girl. James knew that something big was afoot. The Midnight Diamond was a legendary gem, rumored to possess mystical powers. It had been the center of many heists and had changed hands numerous times throughout history. But now, a new and elusive figure known as Mystery Girl had set her sights on it. As James entered his office, the dim light revealed a stack of files on his desk. He began to read through them, trying to piece together the puzzle. The file contained information about the Midnight Diamond and a list of suspects who might be connected to Mystery Girl. The more he read, the more he realized that this case was far more complex than he had anticipated. Chapter 2: The Elusive Mystery Girl. James decided to start his investigation by interviewing a few of the suspects listed in the file. The first on his list was Vincent Renard, a notorious art thief. James had crossed paths with him before, and he knew that Renard had a weakness for extravagant jewels. As James entered Renard's lavish mansion on the outskirts of Paris, he noticed the opulent surroundings. Renard was sipping on a glass of fine wine when James approached him. "Detective Mitchell, what brings you here?" Renard asked with a smirk. "I'm here to discuss the Midnight Diamond heist and the mysterious figure known as Mystery Girl," James replied, getting straight to the point. Renard's eyes widened slightly, and he leaned back in his chair, studying James. "I've heard of her, but I don't know who she is. I assure you, I had nothing to do with the heist." Chapter 3: The Art of Deception. Despite Renard's denials, James couldn't shake the feeling that he was hiding something. He left the mansion with more questions than answers. The next suspect on his list was Isabella Du Bois, a famous international art dealer. Isabella was known for her impeccable taste and her connections to the criminal underworld. James arranged a meeting with her at an upscale art gallery in the heart of Paris. Isabella greeted James with a warm smile and a handshake. "Detective Mitchell, to what do I owe the pleasure?" she purred. "I'm here to discuss the Midnight Diamond heist and Mystery Girl," James replied, not mincing words. Isabella raised an eyebrow. "Mystery Girl? I've heard the rumors, but I can assure you, I have no information about her. I'm simply a collector of fine art." As James questioned Isabella further, he couldn't help but notice the intricate web of deception that she had spun. She was an expert at concealing her true intentions, and it was clear that she was hiding something. Chapter 4: A Lead in London. With little to go on in Paris, James decided to broaden his investigation. He received a tip that a high-profile art auction in London might be the next target for Mystery Girl. He booked a flight and arrived in the bustling city, ready to track down any leads. Chapter 5: The Auction House Heist. James attended the art auction in disguise, keeping a close eye on the valuable items on display. The event was a glamorous affair, with the world's elite in attendance, and James felt like a fish out of water. As the auction proceeded, the tension in the room grew. James noticed that several pieces of art were being sold for exorbitant prices, but the real showstopper was the MidNight diamond, displayed prominently at the center of the stage. Just as the bidding for the diamond began, chaos erupted. Smoke filled the room, and alarms blared. Panic spread among the guests as a group of masked figures stormed the auction house. In the midst of the confusion, a mysterious woman in a black gown and a masquerade mask appeared, making her way toward the MidNight diamond. Chapter 6: The Chase. James knew he had to act fast. He made his move, pursuing Mystery Girl through the smoke-filled hallways of the auction house. She was fast and agile, and it was clear that she had meticulously planned her escape. The chase led them through a labyrinth of secret passages and hidden rooms. James couldn't help but admire Mystery Girl's skill and cunning. She was like a ghost, always one step ahead. Eventually, James lost sight of her, but he discovered a hidden room where she had left behind a few clues. Among them was a cryptic message that read, "The answers lie beneath the City of Lights." It was clear that Mystery Girl was playing a dangerous game, and James was determined to solve the mystery. Chapter 7: Beneath the City of Lights. Back in Paris, James delved into the cryptic message, trying to decipher its meaning. He discovered that it referred to the catacombs beneath the city, a vast underground network of tunnels and chambers. As he explored the catacombs, he found more clues left behind by Mystery Girl. It became evident that the MidNight diamond had a special significance to her, and she was using it to send a message. The trail led him deeper into the catacombs, and he began to uncover the truth about the diamond's mysterious powers. Chapter 8: The Power of the MidNight Diamond. James learned that the MidNight diamond was not just a valuable gem but an artifact with the ability to manipulate time. It was said to grant the holder the power to see the past and glimpse into the future. The diamond had a dark history, as it was once used by a secret society to maintain control and protect their interests. Mystery Girl, it seemed, was on a mission to recover the diamond and prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. She believed that its power could be harnessed for the greater good, but it also had the potential to cause chaos and destruction in the wrong hands. Chapter 9: The Confrontation. James continued to explore the catacombs, following the trail of clues. He finally came face to face with Mystery Girl in a chamber deep below the city. She removed her mask, revealing her true identity as Elena Duval, a brilliant archaeologist and historian. Elena explained her mission to James, telling him about the dangerous secret society that had sought to control the diamond's power for centuries. She believed that the diamond had the potential to reveal hidden truths about history and humanity. But she also knew that there were those who would stop at nothing to possess it. As they spoke, a group of armed mercenaries from the secret society arrived, determined to take the diamond by force. James and Elena had to work together to protect the diamond and prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. Chapter 10: The Final Showdown. A thrilling battle ensued in the catacombs as James and Elena faced off against the mercenaries. With the power of the MidNight diamond on their side, they managed to hold their own. The diamond's ability to manipulate time allowed them to anticipate their attackers' moves and gain the upper hand. In the end, the mercenaries were defeated, and the diamond was safe. James and Elena decided to entrust it to a secure location where it would remain hidden from those who sought to exploit its power. As they parted ways, James and Elena couldn't help but feel a sense of camaraderie. They had both been drawn into the mystery of the MidNight diamond, and their paths had intersected in unexpected ways. While Elena continued her quest to uncover the diamond's secrets, James returned to his role as a detective, knowing that there would always be more mysteries to solve. Epilogue: The Legacy of the MidNight Diamond. The MidNight diamond remained hidden from the world, its power safeguarded by those who understood its potential. The legend of Mystery Girl and the diamond lived on, becoming a symbol of hope and intrigue. Detective James Mitchell continued to receive cases that took him on thrilling adventures, but the enigma of the MidNight diamond would always hold a special place in his heart. He had come to respect the power of secrets and the importance of protecting the past to shape the future. The world was full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled, and James Mitchell was always ready to embrace the next adventure. My Dog Max and Me, A Tale of Unconditional Love. Once upon a time, in a cozy little cottage nestled on the outskirts of a picturesque town, there lived a young woman named Emma and her faithful companion, Max, a lovable and spirited golden retriever. Their story is one that beautifully intertwines the joys, sorrows, and adventures of life, bound together by an unbreakable bond of love. Chapter 1: A Possum Beginning. The story of Emma and Max began on a bright spring morning. Emma, a free-spirited artist, was exploring a local park, her sketchbook in hand. The sunbeams danced through the leaves, casting enchanting shadows, inspiring her to create a masterpiece. In the distance, she spotted a group of puppies playfully chasing each other. As she approached, one pup, with golden fur as radiant as the sun, caught her eye. Max, with his big, expressive eyes and a heartwarming smile, wagged his tail excitedly as he bounded toward her. It was a connection like no other. "Hey there, little guy," Emma said, her heart immediately melting. She crouched down and extended her hand for him to sniff. Max, with his keen intuition, nuzzled her hand, and in that instant, their destinies intertwined. Emma's heart swelled with affection. "I think I just found a friend for life," she whispered to Max. And so, their adventure together began. Chapter 2: A Home for Max. It was clear to Emma that Max needed a loving home. She inquired about adopting him, and the process was surprisingly smooth. Emma's cottage, a charming two-story house with a white picket fence and a beautiful garden, was perfect for the two of them. She transformed her spare room into a cozy haven for Max, filled with soft blankets, toys, and a warm place for him to sleep. The first few weeks were filled with laughter, training sessions, and long walks. Emma soon realized that Max was more than a companion. He was a muse for her artwork, and her sketches began to reflect his vibrant spirit. Their days were filled with simple pleasures, like playing fetch in the backyard, sharing ice cream, and snuggling by the fire during the winter evenings. Chapter 3: An Unbreakable Bond. As the months turned into years, Emma and Max's bond deepened. They became inseparable, sharing their joys and sorrows, their secrets, and their dreams. Emma's art blossomed as she captured the essence of her four-legged friend in her paintings, and Max's heart swelled with pride each time he saw his portrait hanging in their cottage. Emma discovered that Max had a heart of gold. His unwavering loyalty and unconditional love were a source of strength during difficult times. When Emma faced challenges in her personal and professional life, Max was there to provide comfort and solace. There was one particular memory that Emma held dear. On a rainy afternoon, she sat by the window, gazing at the storm outside. The thunder rumbled, and the raindrops drummed against the windowpane. Emma's eyes welled up with tears as she thought about her struggles. Max, sensing her distress, rested his head on her lap, looking up at her with those deep, soulful eyes. Emma took solace in his presence, and she realized that as long as she had Max by her side, she could weather any storm life threw at her. Chapter 4: Adventures Together. Emma and Max embarked on countless adventures. They explored the nearby woods, hiked through the mountains, and camped under the starry sky. Max's boundless energy and love for the outdoors were infectious, and each adventure left them with a treasure trove of memories. One memorable summer, they went on a road trip, visiting quaint towns and natural wonders. They camped near a serene lake, where Max gleefully splashed in the water while Emma painted the picturesque scene. It was during this trip that Emma met a fellow artist named Sarah, who shared her passion for both art and animals. Sarah became a dear friend, and her dog, Max, and Max quickly formed their own canine friendship. The four of them, humans and dogs alike, spent their days exploring, laughing, and sharing stories around the campfire. Chapter 5: Lifelong Lessons. As the years passed, Emma and Max encountered both joy and sorrow. Life taught them invaluable lessons, and they faced challenges together with unwavering determination. One of the most profound lessons they learned was the art of living in the present. Max, with his carefree spirit, showed Emma the beauty of simple moments. Whether it was chasing a butterfly in the garden or basking in the warm sun, he reminded her to savor the present, for it was a gift. In return, Emma taught Max the meaning of patience, understanding, and the importance of kindness. She also imparted to him the magic of art, as he would watch her paint with rapt attention, occasionally even dipping his paw in paint and assisting her, much to her amusement. Chapter 6: A Healing Touch. One fateful day, life took an unexpected turn. Emma received devastating news from her doctor. She was diagnosed with a serious illness. The world seemed to crumble around her, but she found solace in the presence of Max, who remained by her side through every doctor's appointment and every moment of pain. During her chemotherapy sessions, Max would sit quietly, offering his silent support with those soulful eyes. He became her pillar of strength, reminding her that she was not alone in her battle. Emma's art became a source of therapy for her during this difficult period. She painted with even more fervor, pouring her emotions onto the canvas. Her paintings conveyed not only her struggle but also her determination to overcome adversity, and they became a source of inspiration for others. Chapter 7: A Tale of Resilience. Life had dealt them a difficult hand, but Emma and Max faced it with courage and resilience. Through the darkest days, they held on to each other, their bond growing stronger. Max's playful antics brought moments of joy even in the bleakest hours. Emma's battle with her illness was arduous, but she found comfort in the knowledge that Max would be there to greet her with unwavering love and excitement each time she returned from her treatments. His tail would wag furiously, and he would shower her with kisses, as if to say, "You're my hero, and we can conquer anything together." Chapter 8: A Rebirth. After a long and challenging journey, Emma emerged victorious. Her health improved, and she slowly regained her strength. It was a rebirth for both Emma and Max, a chance to embrace life with newfound appreciation. They celebrated with a trip to the beach, where Max dashed into the waves, chasing seagulls and rolling in the sand. Emma joined him, feeling the cool ocean breeze on her face, the salt water on her skin, and the warmth of the sun. It was a moment of pure, unadulterated joy. Chapter 9: A Legacy of Love. As the years passed, Emma and Max continued to live life to the fullest. They aged together, gracefully navigating the challenges that came with time. Max's fur turned silver, and his steps became a bit slower, but his spirit remained as vibrant as ever. Emma's art gained recognition, and her works were displayed in galleries across the country. Many of her paintings featured Max, and they became iconic symbols of love and companionship. Her story of resilience and the bond she shared with Max inspired countless people facing their own battles. In the heart of their journey, Emma and Max also became active in therapy dog programs, visiting hospitals and nursing homes to bring comfort and joy to those in need. Max's gentle nature and loving presence had a profound impact on the lives he touched, earning him the nickname Smiling Max. Chapter 10: A Timeless Love. The years passed, and the cottage grew older, but the love between Emma and Max remained timeless. They spent their days in quiet companionship, reflecting on their shared adventures and the countless memories they had created together. One serene evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Emma sat in her favorite armchair, a content smile on her face. Max, now with a grizzled snout and a heart filled with wisdom, lay at her feet. It was a moment of perfect harmony. Their story was a testament to the power of love, resilience, and the unwavering bond between a human and her faithful canine companion. Emma and Max had weathered life's storms, and in the end, their love had only grown stronger. As the stars twinkled in the night sky, Emma whispered to Max, "Thank you for being my anchor, my muse, and my best friend, Max. You've brought immeasurable joy to my life." Max, with a contented sigh, closed his eyes, his tail thumping gently on the floor, as if to say, "Thank you for being mine, Emma. I love you, now and forever." And so, Emma and Max's story continued, a timeless tale of love and friendship that would live on in the hearts of all who had the privilege of knowing them. The end.
Ava in the Beast's Castle. Once upon a time, in a village between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a young woman named Ava. She was known throughout the village for her beauty, her kindness, and her adventurous spirit. Ava had a deep love for nature and often explored the woods that surrounded the village, searching for hidden treasures and secret paths. One bright and sunny morning, Ava decided to venture deeper into the forest than she had ever gone before. She had heard stories of an enchanted castle hidden in the heart of the woods, a place that no one dared to visit. The tales spoke of a fearsome beast that guarded the castle, and its curse that had imprisoned a handsome prince. Ava, with her heart full of curiosity and a longing for adventure, couldn't resist the allure of such a mysterious place. With a small satchel filled with bread and a water flask, she set off into the depths of the forest. The trees grew taller and thicker as she went further, their branches forming an intricate canopy that filtered the sunlight. The songs of birds and the rustling of leaves accompanied her, creating a soothing melody that echoed in her ears. As she ventured deeper into the forest, the trees began to thin, and Ava stumbled upon a small clearing. At the center of the clearing stood a magnificent castle, its stone walls covered in ivy, and its towering turrets reached for the sky. The castle was surrounded by an enchanting garden filled with vibrant, blooming flowers. It was as if nature itself had embraced the castle with a loving touch. Ava's heart raced with excitement as she approached the castle. As she pushed open the heavy, wrought iron gate, a hush fell over the garden, and the vibrant flowers seemed to come alive with every step she took. Butterflies and birds danced around her, welcoming her as she entered the castle. Inside the castle, Ava marveled at its grandeur. She walked through long hallways adorned with tapestries and chandeliers that once had been magnificent but now showed signs of decay. Cobwebs hung in corners, and dust covered every surface. Yet, the beauty of the castle's past still shone through. As she continued exploring, Ava heard a gentle, mournful tune floating through the halls. The haunting melody led her to a grand ballroom where a grand piano stood at its center. There, she saw a shadowy figure seated at the piano, playing the heartrending tune. Ava couldn't see the person clearly, as they were facing away from her, but the music moved her deeply. Unable to resist her curiosity, Ava approached the pianist, and as she got closer, the figure slowly turned to reveal a fearsome beast with fur as black as night and eyes filled with sorrow. She gasped in surprise and fear, but, before she could react, the beast spoke. "Who are you, and what are you doing in my castle?" The beast's voice was deep and filled with sadness. Ava collected her courage and replied, "I am Ava, a traveler who ventured into the forest. I heard of this castle's enchantment and couldn't resist exploring it. Please, I mean no harm." The beast's eyes softened, and he rose from the piano, his massive form casting an imposing shadow. "Ava, you are the first to visit my castle in many years. I have been cursed, and my only hope of breaking it is to find someone who can truly love me despite my appearance." Ava was taken aback by the revelation. "A curse? What kind of curse has befallen you?" The Beast explained that he had once been a handsome prince but was transformed into his current state by a wicked enchantress who visited the castle many years ago. The curse could only be broken if someone loved him despite his appearance and could see the goodness within his heart. Time was running out, and he had lost hope of ever breaking the curse. Ava, with her compassionate heart, felt a deep sympathy for the Beast. She saw the pain and loneliness in his eyes and knew she couldn't leave him in such a wretched state. "I will stay," she said. "I will help you break the curse." The Beast was overcome with gratitude and led Ava to a grand room where a sumptuous meal was laid out. They dined together, and as the evening passed, they talked and laughed. Ava discovered that beneath his fearsome exterior, the Beast was intelligent, kind, and had a deep love for art and literature. They shared stories of their lives, their dreams, and their love for adventure. Ava's heart warmed to the Beast, and she felt a connection she had never experienced before. Over the days and weeks that followed, Ava's presence brought life back to the enchanted castle. She cleaned and repaired the castle's many rooms and discovered hidden libraries filled with ancient books. She and the Beast spent their evenings reading and discussing the stories they found, deepening their bond with each passing day. As Ava got to know the Beast, she realized that he was not only kind and intelligent but also gentle and caring. He often surprised her with small gestures of affection, like leaving a bouquet of fresh wildflowers on her nightstand or playing beautiful melodies on the piano to serenade her. Ava found herself falling in love with the Beast, not because of his appearance but because of the beauty of his soul. One day, as they strolled through the enchanted garden, Ava plucked a red rose from a vine. It was the most beautiful rose she had ever seen, and she decided to give it to the Beast as a token of her love. However, as she picked the rose, a powerful enchantment broke loose. The enchantress who had cursed the prince appeared before them, her eyes filled with a mixture of anger and surprise. "You have found someone to love you, and so the curse is broken," she said to the Beast. "But, Ava, you have plucked the most precious rose from my garden, and for that, you must pay a price." Before Ava's eyes, the enchantress transformed into a magnificent sorceress, her wrath turning to sadness. She raised her hand, and a beam of light enveloped Ava, making her float in the air. Ava's form began to change, and she became a beautiful rose herself, her petals a vibrant red. The Beast was filled with anguish, knowing that the woman he loved had been turned into a rose, a symbol of love and sacrifice. The sorceress, her eyes filled with tears, gently placed the enchanted rose in a crystal vase and said to the Beast, "Your love has broken the curse, and in return, she shall be a rose for all eternity, a symbol of your love and her selfless sacrifice." The Beast held the vase close to his heart, his eyes filled with both joy and sorrow. Ava, now the enchanted rose, could hear and see everything that transpired but could not move or speak. Days turned into months, and the beast continued to care for the enchanted rose, speaking to her and tending to her as if she were still by his side. He filled the castle with even more beauty and art, creating a sanctuary that reflected the love he felt for Ava. One evening, as he played the piano, a single tear fell from the beast's eye and landed on the enchanted rose. As the tear touched the petals, a warm, golden light emanated from the vase, and Ava began to transform back into her human form. The enchantress appeared once more, her face now filled with kindness. "The love you have shown, both to each other and to this castle, has broken the curse entirely," the enchantress said. "You have proven that love is not bound by appearances but by the beauty of the heart." Ava and the beast, now a handsome prince, embraced each other, their love stronger than ever. They continued to live in the enchanted castle, but this time, their love and beauty radiated not only from their hearts but from the entire castle and the surrounding forest. The village, hearing the story of Ava's bravery and the love that had broken the curse, no longer feared the enchanted castle. Instead, they marveled at its beauty, and it became a place of wonder and enchantment for all. The enchantress, satisfied that her curse had served its purpose, disappeared, leaving behind a legacy of love and acceptance. Ava and the prince, who had once been the fearsome beast, lived a life filled with adventure and romance. They explored the world together, cherishing the beauty of nature and the love that had brought them together. And their love story, much like the enchanted castle, became a timeless tale of the beauty that can be found when one looks beyond appearances and into the depths of the heart.
Bruno's Tale of Love. Once upon a time, in a quiet suburban neighborhood, there lived a man named Daniel and his loyal companion, a German shepherd named Bruno. Their story was one of love, friendship, and the unbreakable bond that formed between them. Chapter 1: A Chance Meeting. It all began on a crisp autumn morning. Daniel had recently moved to the neighborhood, and he decided to take a walk to explore his new surroundings. As he strolled down the tree-lined streets, he noticed a small park up ahead. Little did he know that this simple walk would change his life forever. In the park, children played on the swings, and couples enjoyed the peaceful atmosphere. As Daniel walked further into the park, he saw a group of people gathered around a dog. The dog was large and regal, with a beautiful coat of brown and black fur. It was Bruno, the German shepherd, who had captured everyone's attention. Bruno was a stray, and the kind-hearted people in the park had been trying to help him. They had brought food and water, but Bruno had been wary of their advances. However, when Daniel approached, something in Bruno's eyes told him that they were meant to be together. Daniel crouched down and extended his hand. Bruno sniffed it cautiously and then nuzzled it gently. The bond between them was instant, and Daniel decided to take Bruno home. Little did he know that this decision would be the beginning of a beautiful journey. Chapter 2: A New Beginning. Daniel and Bruno quickly settled into their new life together. Daniel found a job at a nearby IT company, which allowed him to work from home often. This gave him the opportunity to spend quality time with Bruno, taking him on long walks and exploring the local parks. One of their favorite places to visit was a serene lakeside park, where the golden leaves of autumn reflected in the crystal-clear water. Bruno loved to chase after the fallen leaves and play by the water's edge. This park became their special place, where they shared moments of peace and happiness. As the days turned into weeks and then months, Daniel and Bruno's bond grew stronger. They were more than just owner and pet, they were best friends. Bruno's unwavering loyalty and affection brought joy and purpose into Daniel's life, and in return, Daniel showered Bruno with love and care. Chapter 3: The Healing Power of Friendship. One day, Daniel received some unexpected news from the doctor. He was diagnosed with a chronic illness that would require ongoing treatment and a significant lifestyle adjustment. It was a heavy burden to bear, and Daniel felt overwhelmed. As he sat on his couch, lost in thought, Bruno sensed his distress. He walked over and nuzzled his hand, looking into Daniel's eyes with a mix of concern and understanding. In that moment, Daniel realized just how fortunate he was to have such a loyal companion by his side. Bruno became more than just a source of joy in Daniel's life. He was his emotional support, a living embodiment of love and empathy. Together, they faced the challenges that lay ahead, and Bruno's presence made each day a little brighter. Chapter 4: Adventures Together. Despite his illness, Daniel and Bruno continued to explore the world around them. They took road trips to the nearby mountains, where they hiked along rugged trails and admired the breathtaking vistas. Bruno's boundless energy and enthusiasm for each new adventure were infectious. Their journeys were filled with laughter and cherished memories. They visited quaint towns, enjoyed picnics by the riverside, and watched the stars on clear nights. Bruno, with his keen senses, often alerted Daniel to the beauty in the little things: a radiant sunset, a rare bird perched in a tree, or the scent of wildflowers in the air. Chapter 5: Lessons in Unconditional Love. As the seasons changed and the years passed, Bruno and Daniel's bond only deepened. They had learned so much from each other. Daniel had taught Bruno obedience and shared his world, and in return, Bruno had taught Daniel the profound meaning of unconditional love. Bruno's unwavering loyalty and his ability to sense Daniel's moods and needs were nothing short of extraordinary. He was always there to provide comfort and solace during the tough times, and his playful antics never failed to bring a smile to Daniel's face. In return, Daniel had cared for Bruno in every possible way. He ensured Bruno's health, fed him nutritious meals, and provided a warm and loving home. Their companionship was a beautiful symbiosis of care and devotion. Chapter 6: The Trials of Life. Life was not without its trials, and both Daniel and Bruno faced their share of challenges. Daniel's health continued to be a concern, and the treatments often left him exhausted and drained. But through it all, Bruno was a pillar of strength, always by Daniel's side. Bruno, too, faced his own set of health issues as he grew older. It was a difficult period for both of them, as they grappled with the uncertainty of his condition. The trips to the vet became more frequent, and Daniel did everything in his power to provide the best care for his beloved friend. Chapter 7: The Power of Resilience. Despite the trials they faced, Daniel and Bruno remained resilient. They found strength in each other's company and in the simple joys of life. Every morning, they would embark on their daily walks, their footsteps echoing through the neighborhood as they ventured into the world together. They often encountered the same people who had initially gathered around Bruno in the park, and these individuals marveled at the transformation in the once wary dog. Bruno's trust and love had grown, and he became a symbol of hope and inspiration for everyone who met him. Chapter 8: The Silver Lining. One day, as Daniel and Bruno sat by the lake in their favorite park, Daniel noticed the sun setting over the horizon, casting a golden glow across the water. It was a beautiful sight, and he couldn't help but reflect on the journey he and Bruno had taken together. Through all the ups and downs, the laughter and tears, they had shared an unbreakable bond that had brought them both immeasurable joy. It was a bond that had not only enriched their lives but had touched the lives of everyone they met. Chapter 9: A Farewell. Time passed, as it always does, and the day came when Bruno's health took a turn for the worse. He had been a faithful companion for many years, but now it was clear that he was nearing the end of his journey. With a heavy heart, Daniel made the difficult decision to say goodbye. It was a tearful day, filled with both sorrow and gratitude. He held Bruno in his arms, whispering words of love and comfort as the veterinarian gently eased Bruno's pain. As Bruno peacefully closed his eyes for the last time, Daniel knew that their bond would live on forever in his heart. Bruno had not only been his loyal friend but also his source of strength and inspiration. Chapter 10: Legacy of Love. In the wake of Bruno's passing, Daniel found solace in the memories they had created together. He continued to visit their special park, where he would sit by the lake, watching the sunset and feeling Bruno's presence in the gentle breeze. Bruno's legacy lived on in the hearts of those who had known him, and his story of love and transformation continued to inspire others. Daniel realized that, in his time with Bruno, he had learned the most important lesson of all: the power of love, the beauty of friendship, and the resilience of the human spirit. And so, the tale of Daniel and Bruno, a man and his loyal German shepherd, became a legend in their neighborhood, a testament to the enduring bond between humans and their furry companions. It was a story of love that would be told for generations to come, reminding everyone that the greatest journeys are those of the heart.
Isabella and the Beast's Curse. Once upon a time, in a quaint village deep within a dense forest, there lived a spirited young woman named Isabella. She was known for her radiant beauty. Isabella's golden hair cascaded down her back like a river of sunlight, and her eyes were as blue as the clearest summer skies. Her heart, though, was as pure and kind as her exterior was beautiful. Isabella's life was filled with love and laughter, but her adventurous spirit longed for something more. She often wandered into the heart of the forest, her feet crunching on fallen leaves and twigs, her heart racing with each step. She yearned for the thrill of adventure and the mysteries of the unknown. Unbeknownst to Isabella, deep within the very heart of the forest, an enchanting castle lay hidden. Its grandeur had long faded, obscured by a dark curse that shrouded it in sorrow and solitude. Within the castle's walls, a man named Adrian was trapped by a curse, a beastly figure hidden from the world's gaze. Adrian had once been a prince, proud and handsome, with an enchanting smile and a heart filled with kindness. However, his arrogance had led him to disrespect an enchantress who had sought shelter in his castle. In response to his cruelty, she placed a curse on him, turning him into a fearsome beast. The enchantress had decreed that only true love could break the curse, but the prince had to find it before a magical rose, the symbol of his humanity, withered away completely. The castle's enchanting gardens were adorned with roses, and the most precious of them all was the enchanted rose, its petals glowing a brilliant shade of crimson. For years, Adrian had watched as its petals slowly fell, one by one, his hopes of breaking the curse diminishing with each passing day. One morning, as Isabella ventured deeper into the forest, her curiosity led her to the castle's overgrown entrance. She pushed aside the tangled vines and timidly stepped inside, unaware of the enchanted world she was about to discover. As she explored the castle, the grandeur of the forgotten place filled her with awe. She wandered through the opulent ballroom, her fingers trailing along the intricate carvings and faded paintings. The atmosphere was heavy with melancholy, and the dust of centuries clung to her boots. In the castle's forgotten library, Isabella found an old, leather-bound book that seemed to call out to her. It was a tale of love, loss, and the enduring hope for redemption. Isabella was drawn into the story, feeling as though she were living the very words on the pages. Unbeknownst to her, Adrian watched from the shadows, his heart a mixture of despair and longing. He marveled at the stranger who had dared to enter his cursed world, drawn in by the enchanting beauty he could barely remember. His gruff exterior and fierce demeanor had kept him hidden from humanity for so long, but now he yearned to make a connection. Isabella's exploration eventually led her to the enchanted rose. She gasped in awe at its radiance and reached out to touch it, her fingertips brushing the velvety petals. As she did, the rose's faint glow intensified for a moment, and a wisp of magic brushed against her hand. Adrian, hidden in the shadows, watched with bated breath. He had never seen the rose react to anyone but him. Could this be the one who could break the curse? His heart raced with hope, but he dared not reveal himself just yet. The evening sun cast a warm, golden glow through the castle's windows as Isabella continued to explore. She eventually made her way to the castle's kitchen, where she discovered a feast set for one, covered in silver cloths. The thought that someone was still living within the castle sent shivers down her spine. With a deep breath, Isabella called out, "Is anyone here?" Silence filled the air, and for a moment, she thought she had imagined it. But then, a deep, rumbling voice responded from the shadows, "Who dares enter my castle?" Startled, Isabella turned toward the voice, her eyes widening as she saw the hulking figure of a beast emerging from the darkness. The shock of his appearance made her heart race, but something in his eyes, a hint of sadness and vulnerability, touched her. I'm Isabella," she stammered, trying to regain her composure. "I didn't mean to intrude. I was just exploring the forest and found my way in." Adrian studied her, his piercing blue eyes filled with a mixture of curiosity and caution. "You should not be here," he growled. "This is a cursed place." Isabella, however, wasn't easily deterred. Her heart ached for the pain she saw in his eyes. "I saw the rose, the enchanted one," she said, her voice trembling. "It's so beautiful. But it's wilting. Is there any way to save it?" Adrian hesitated, torn between the longing to trust and the fear of rejection. "The rose is tied to my curse," he explained. "Only true love can break it. But I fear it is too late." Isabella's heart ached for the beast before her. She knew that her adventure had taken an unexpected turn, and her own heart was drawn to the mystery of the castle and the man hidden within. "True love?" she asked, her voice soft. "What if I stay and try to break the curse?" Adrian's eyes widened in disbelief. Could this young woman who had stumbled into his cursed world be the one to break the spell? He had guarded his heart for so long, fearing that he was destined to remain a beast forever, but now a glimmer of hope began to awaken within him. "Isabella," he said, his voice less gruff, "you are kind and brave to offer such a thing. But you must know that I am not what I once was. I am a beast, cursed for my past deeds." Isabella took a step closer, her gaze unwavering. "I see more than the exterior," she said. "I see a man who is hurting, a man who wants to be free. I'm willing to stay and get to know the person behind the curse, if you'll let me." Adrian's heart swelled with a mixture of hope and fear. He had longed for someone to see past his monstrous appearance, to see the prince he once was, and now, Isabella was offering him that chance. "Very well," he said, his voice softening. "You may stay. But know that the curse is not easily broken. It will take time." As days turned into weeks, Isabella and Adrian began to form a deep connection. She learned about his past, his arrogance and the events that had led to his curse. He, in turn, discovered the vibrant and adventurous spirit that dwelled within her. Their time together was filled with laughter, shared meals, and long conversations that stretched late into the night. Isabella saw the beauty in the castle, even as it lay hidden beneath layers of dust and cobwebs. She found the enchantment in the forgotten ballroom, dancing with the beast under the pale moonlight that filtered through the grand windows. She read to him from the old library, sharing stories of adventure and love that seemed to come to life in the flickering candlelight. The enchanted rose, though, remained a constant reminder of the curse's looming deadline. Every day, its petals wilted a little more, and Isabella's heart ached with the knowledge that time was running out. One evening, as they sat in front of a roaring fire, Isabella broached the topic. "Adrian," she began, "we must find a way to break the curse before it's too late." Adrian looked down, his gaze fixed on the flames. "I want to break the curse more than anything," he admitted, his voice filled with a mix of desperation and longing. "But I don't know how. I've searched for answers for years." Isabella leaned closer, her hand reaching out to touch his. "We have something that you didn't have before," she said. "We have each other. True love can break the curse, and I'm willing to try, no matter the odds." Tears welled up in Adrian's eyes, and he looked deep into Isabella's soul. "You truly believe in us, don't you?" Isabella nodded, her own eyes filled with unwavering determination. "I do. I believe in the power of love, and I believe in you." With newfound hope and a renewed sense of purpose, Isabella and Adrian embarked on a quest to break the curse. They scoured the library for clues, searched the castle's hidden chambers, and sought the guidance of the mystical objects that still retained a hint of their original enchantment. As they delved deeper into their quest, they faced challenges and obstacles, testing the strength of their bond. They encountered magical creatures and overcame trials that seemed insurmountable. Yet, through it all, their love only grew stronger, and their determination never wavered. One day, in a hidden chamber deep within the castle, they discovered a portrait of Adrian in his human form. It had been painted during happier times, capturing his princely appearance and warm smile. Isabella gazed at the portrait in awe, tears in her eyes. "I remember this," Adrian said, his voice filled with longing. "I was young and foolish, but I was happy." Isabella turned to him, her heart aching for the man he had once been. "You can be that man again," she said, her voice filled with conviction. "We just have to find a way." With the help of the castle's magical inhabitants, Isabella and Adrian learned that the only way to break the curse was to find the lost Mirror of Truth, a powerful artifact hidden in a remote and treacherous part of the forest. The mirror was said to reveal one's true self, both the darkness and the light, and only by confronting the truth could the curse be broken. Their journey to find the mirror was filled with peril and uncertainty. They faced enchanted creatures that tested their courage and determination, and they traversed through the deepest, most untamed parts of the forest. As they journeyed together, their love deepened, and the bond between them grew unbreakable. Finally, after many trials and hardships, Isabella and Adrian reached the hidden glade where the Mirror of Truth was said to be located. It was a place of great beauty, with crystal-clear waters and a serene, otherworldly atmosphere. The mirror stood in the center of the glade, its surface as smooth as glass. Isabella stepped in front of the mirror, her heart pounding with anticipation. She gazed into it, her own reflection staring back at her. But as the mirror's magic began to work, her image shifted and transformed, revealing her true self, both her strengths and her flaws. Isabella's eyes widened in surprise, and she saw the reflection of her own adventurous spirit, her kindness, and her love for Adrian. Adrian stepped up next, hesitating for a moment before looking into the mirror. His own reflection transformed, revealing not just the beastly exterior, but the kind and noble heart that still beat within him. Tears welled up in his eyes as he saw the reflection of the man he had once been and could be again. As they turned away from the mirror, Isabella and Adrian knew that they had found the key to breaking the curse. True love was not just about seeing the beauty in each other, it was about acknowledging and accepting the imperfections, the darkness, and the past, and still choosing to love. With renewed hope and determination, they returned to the castle, where the enchanted rose stood on the brink of wilting away completely. As the last petal began to fall, Isabella and Adrian stood together, their hearts intertwined. "I love you," Isabella whispered, her voice filled with sincerity. Adrian, his eyes filled with tears, echoed her words. "I love you too." In that moment, as the last petal fell, the curse that had bound Adrian for so long began to unravel. His beastly form shimmered and transformed, and he stood before Isabella as the prince he had once been, his eyes filled with gratitude and love. They embraced, their love breaking the curse completely, and the enchantment that had shrouded the castle faded away. The grand ballroom came to life with light and music, and the enchanted objects that had watched over the castle for so long were released from their spell. Isabella and Adrian's love story became the stuff of legend, celebrated throughout the land. The Beauty and the Beast had found true love, and in doing so, they had broken the curse and found their own happily ever after. As they stood together, hand in hand, in the grand ballroom of the now enchanted castle, Isabella and Adrian knew that their love was a testament to the enduring power of love and the belief that even the darkest of curses could be overcome by the light of true love. They had embarked on an adventure of a lifetime, and in each other, they had found the greatest treasure of all, a love that would last for all eternity. And so, the Beauty and the Beast lived happily ever after, their love story a reminder that even in the darkest of places, true love could always find a way to shine. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're a beginner to learning English through watching stories and finding difficulties in understanding, then please continue watching these stories daily. After watching these kinds of story videos daily only up to 3 to 4 days, more than 83% of the audience is able to understand any complicated sentences quickly and easily, which helps in improving the deep knowledge and fluency of English language of that person. And after watching the story videos daily up to 3 to 4 weeks, more than 91% of the audience is able to form and speak any complicated sentences quickly, which helps in improving the speaking fluency, communication skills and overall memory in English language. It also helps in the IQ and personality development of a person. So please keep watching these videos, keep learning and keep growing. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. Please hit the like button if you like this video, and hit the subscribe button to learn English through watching these kinds of interesting stories daily. Please click on the screen on any video showing on your screen to watch it next. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video till the end.